Welcome back to another episode of The Blueprint. I'm your host, Calvin Custance. On The Blueprint, we interview talented athletes and they share knowledge that they have collected over their time playing their sport. From balancing life and relationships to recruiting and training, there is always something you can learn. Today's guest is Brady Drogosh. Brady is an all-state starting QB for reigning state champions De La Salle. He's not just a reigning state champion for football, he is also a state champion for basketball. He is committed to play college football at Cincinnati, who is fresh off a college football appearance. Welcome to the show, Brady. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming on the show, Brady.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So first, we're going to start off with some questions just for the audience to get to know you. So first off, what's your favorite food?
Simple man. I like pizza.
Pizza? What's any specific type of pizza, like pepperoni or?
It depends on the mood I am. Sometimes I'll just be plain to get pepperoni. Sometimes I go meat lovers.
Gotcha. What's your favorite class at school?
I like math and then econ.
You're a math and econ kind of guy. Gotcha. No English?
I mean, I like my English teacher, but it's just not the class.
Gotcha. Fair enough. English isn't for everyone. Favorite movie?
Coach Carter.
What's that about?
It's a basketball movie. How some like troubled kids in high school, like failing classes and everything, and their coach gets them to get up with their classes. Like they cancel games until everyone has like a 3.0 GPA. Everyone meets like a certain grade point average standard, and they ended up being like one of the best basketball teams in the state.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds good. Do you have a favorite song?
I like Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker. That's kind of a classic. I like that one.
That's country, right? Is that
Yeah,
the song I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I'm a country guy.
You're a country guy? Do you have a favorite artist?
I like Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs.
Gotcha. I'm not huge into country, but I do know who those two guys are.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite video game?
Madden or NBA 2K.
Gotcha. Those are fun ones.
Yeah.
Madden's my favorite. And then what are some of your hobbies outside of sports?
I like to read a lot. I'm a big reader. And then I work at this place called DC Sports in Lakeside Mall. And I got a lot of friends in my neighborhood, a lot of guys that are around my age. And they're usually around every night playing basketball, doing some sort of activity.
Nice. That's fun. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start with some questions just to get to know you, get to know your background. So for our audience, what sports do you play?
Yeah, I play football and basketball.
And how long have you played those sports?
Both since I was around 5 or 6 years old.
Is there a reason you started playing those sports?
My dad always got me into sports young, especially football, basketball, baseball. I just gave up baseball this past year, but I've always played football and basketball.
Gotcha. So what positions do you play in each of those sports?
Yeah, I'm a quarterback for football and a forward center in basketball.
Gotcha. And then have you always played those positions or did you recently switch to one or the other?
When I was young for football, I was a lineman until I was around 9 years old, and I switched to like a running back, wide receiver, and I didn't start playing quarterback until 6th, 7th grade. And then for basketball, for middle school, not a lot of guys could always dribble the ball, so I played like point guard. And then when I became older, started playing high school, I was a forward center.
Gotcha. So you mentioned you played QB. I know you played QB, but do you play both sides of the ball or do you just stick with QB?
When I played safety, strong safety, and then my sophomore and junior year, I was just quarterback.
Gotcha. How long have you been on varsity?
Since my sophomore year.
And where did you play QB sophomore year, you said?
Yeah, I was 50-50 split time with the senior.
Gotcha. That's sweet. Do you watch much football or basketball?
I watch football all the time, college and pro. And then I'm not a big NBA guy unless it's the playoffs, but I like watching college basketball.
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite team?
It was always Michigan, and now it's Cincinnati.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Yeah, for those who don't know, Brady is committed to play football at Cincinnati, which is pretty awesome. They're just coming coming off a college football playoff run. So hoping to
Correct.
keep up that success.
For sure.
Uh, so what do you do for training? Like how many days a week do you train? What do you do specifically for football, specifically for basketball?
Yeah. So basketball, I don't do much training. It's kind of like an athlete out there, a football player playing basketball. But football, I usually wake up around 5 every morning, go to school before or go to work out before school starts. And then I usually throw Monday and Wednesday mornings and then a day on the weekend too.
Gotcha. So when did you start considering playing football at the next level, a real possibility?
I was new growing up. I wanted to keep playing football, but I knew it was like a dream that turned into reality. Probably during my sophomore year, I knew. And then coming off of my big junior year, I had getting all these interests from college coaches. I knew that I was going to make it to the next level.
Gotcha. So when would you say your college recruiting journey started?
I'd say I went to some college camps after my sophomore year, and then had a big junior year. I talked to some coaches over the phone, and I received my first offer from Saginaw Valley Division II school in December after the season ended, and then a month or so later, received my first Division I offer from Bowling Green.
Nice. And then what was the first camp you ever went to?
Oh, first camp. I know I went to some legacy camps when I was littler, when I was younger, and then my first college camp might have been Ferris State, maybe.
Gotcha. Have you had a favorite camp or favorite visit you've had?
Yeah, my favorite camp's definitely been the Elite 11. That was in Maslin, Ohio. That was an awesome experience. Just quarterbacks, getting to know a bunch of the guys, a bunch of 5-star, 4-star recruits, other committed guys, getting to see how humble they are. Their work ethic was really cool. And then Cincinnati was my favorite visit by far.
Gotcha. So what were some of the major factors that led you to committing to Cincinnati?
Yeah, when I went down there, me and my family went down there for the first time. Me and my brother went too. I really liked their coaching staff and how they interacted with their players, Coach Gaduli and Coach Fickle. Getting to see them throughout the day, at practice, seeing how they work, seeing how they operated. That was cool. And then their facilities are beautiful. I met some of their players. I met Sauce Gardner, who just
Oh,
got
that's
drafted.
cool.
Yeah, so I met him, and he's from Michigan. He's from Detroit. So getting to see him, getting to see where he's going, and then just seeing the campus, seeing how beautiful Cincinnati really is, was a really big factor in it as well.
Awesome. What are you most excited for when it comes to playing college sports?
I can't wait to win. I just want to go down there. We're moving to the Big 12 my freshman year. I want to show that we can dominate the Big 12 as well.
Awesome. Do you have any personal goals or team goals that you want to meet when you get into college?
Yeah, personal goals, I definitely want to start, definitely gonna try to start. And then team goals, I want to win the Big 12 every year and hopefully make it back to the college football playoffs.
Awesome. So as you're going through the recruiting process, are you talking to other players and trying to recruit them over to Cincinnati? Are you trying to do that?
Yeah, I am. There's a couple of guys from Michigan, Kamari Anderson, who's already committed to Cincinnati from Cass Tech, and Jalen Thompson, his teammate from Cass Tech. I've been talking to them a lot, keeping them involved with Cincinnati. And then Amari Snowden, he's a 4-star corner wide receiver from Roseville in Michigan. I've been trying to recruit him too. And there's some other guys they sent me to recruit, some wide receivers, some running backs from different states that I've reached out to as well.
Is that something that you do on your own? Is that something that like other players on Cincinnati or even the coaching staff asks you to do?
Yeah, I know some of the guys like Kamari, all the guys from Michigan. I knew already. I've played against them, so I talked. They actually talked to me first, saying congratulations and everything. And ever since then, I've been talking to them about Cincinnati. But some of the other guys, like out of state guys that I didn't really know about, their coaches would hook me up with their phone number, their social media, and I would reach out to them.
Awesome. Would you say that that players are doing that to you, trying to get you to go over to Cincinnati?
No, because I got offered, and then I committed about 5 days after I got offered. So there wasn't a lot of time for guys to really text me, hey, everything about Cincinnati. Hey, come to Cincinnati. Cause it was really a 5-day span between I got offered and when I committed.
Gotcha. Was there a reason that you jumped on the offer? Like that's a big offer. So was that the reason or?
I think it was because when I visited Cincinnati a couple weeks before they offered me, and I loved it. And I've seen the success they had, seen the success Desmond Ritter's had, and I liked it a lot. Then my family loves Coach Kaduli, and they love the campus and everything. So they were really high on my list, even though they haven't offered. And then I knew Coach Kaduli's offered some other quarterbacks, and he told me that. And when they came and see me throw, and they came and offered me, they were already high on my list, and I knew they were holding off some other kids, and I knew that I was wanted, and that made me feel good. I called my dad on the way to school one morning, and I basically told him, "Hey, I don't want to wait anymore. I know there's some other schools that still are interested in me, but I don't really want to wait anymore. I'd like to commit." And he was happy, and I called Coach Kaduli and Coach Fickle that night.
That's awesome. Is there any specific advice you'd have for high school athletes in general in terms of getting better at their craft or trying to beat out classmates for a specific position?
Yeah, the most important thing is the weight room. If you don't get bigger, stronger, faster every year, people are going to pass you up. Some people are naturally strong, and I get that, but the effort's always got to be there. Not everybody can be big, strong, fast, but everybody can have effort. So putting the effort in the weight room and being a leader overall, I think that's helped me and our team, which was a state championship winning team. I think the overall leadership and the effort that our team put in combined was a big factor of why we're successful.
Yeah. And then do you have any advice specifically for players that want to play on the next level?
Yeah. Don't go to every single camp. That's not worth it. Don't spend your money on every single camp. Choose your selective few, which schools are going to be there. And then when you're getting recruited, take your time. Don't let people tell you what to do. You got to do what's best for you, what's best for your family, and stay connected and build bonds and relationships with other people, because that'll come in. That'll be a good thing for you later in life.
Awesome. So now we're going to look back just on your high school career so far, and then some goals that you're going to have for the future. So you've talked about how you've been on varsity for a few years now, and who are some of the most talented teammates that you had or have currently?
Oh yeah, for sure. My sophomore year, we had running back, outside linebacker Brett Stanley, who's playing baseball. He was at Northwood. I don't know where he's at now, but he holds a bunch of records. He was a 3-sport athlete: football, baseball, wrestling. He was a really, really special player. And we had Tyler Gerling, who was a safety. He was special. J.C. Ford, who was a safety and a quarterback, who's the quarterback I split time with. He was special as well. And then this year we had Will Beasley, linebacker, committed to Princeton, who was the leader of our team, no doubt. And all 4 of my offensive linemen who were seniors, Jeff Roscott, Tavon Mixon, Caden Featherstone, Noah Dobbs, they protected me all year long. And then this upcoming year, we got me and Mason Moragan, our defensive end, who holds 17 Division I offers, Ivy League, Big Ten, MAC.
Wow.
Some of the academies. And then my outside receivers, Jack Yanachek and Tristan Nichols. Jack has Division II offers, and Tristan has Division I offers for football and basketball. So I've played with some pretty talented guys.
Wow. Yeah. It sounds like you have. So if you had to pick one opponent that you've played against, you've mentioned how some of the people you're trying to recruit over to Cincinnati you've played against, but if you had to pick one, who would you say is the most talented that you've played against or hardest to play against?
I say the most talented was Will Johnson, who's a five-star player, one of the best players in the country. He's at Michigan right now. And then the person who gave us the hardest time was probably Brady Rose, who was the quarterback safety from Muskegon Mona Shores, who beat us in the state championship our sophomore year. I think he's at Ferris State now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Brady Rose win the Michigan High School Player of the Year at
Yes,
Mona Shores? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that takes a lot of talent to win that award.
Yep.
So what are some of the things you'd like to improve upon for your senior year, like personally?
Definitely being able to read the field better. Sometimes I think I take my athleticism and just kind of play off of that, knowing that I can make plays. But, being able to read the field definitely gave me a bigger advantage. So being able to read the field and then continue to improve upon my leadership. Everybody can always improve upon their leadership. So.
Mm-hmm. So what was it like when you won the state championship? Like, what was going through your head in that moment?
It was really special because my sophomore year we came out, we lost, which was disappointing. So back there again, my junior, with my brothers, the guys who I've played with for 3 years. That was really special. And then, we came out and we scored our first drive, and our defense came out very first play on their drive and got a tackle for loss. Mason Moragan did. And I think after that moment, when we went down and scored and we got a stop, I was like, oh, we're going to win a state championship. The time kept ticking. We were just waiting for it to end. Like, we were up 34 at halftime, maybe, and just kept pouring it on. And the second half, we all just kept waiting for the clock to hit 0, so we were able to celebrate. And it was a really special moment between me and my teammates, me and my brothers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, your defense locked up Josh Burnham. He's Traverse City Central. He's their QB and linebacker. He's committed to Notre Dame currently. How hard was it to keep him in check?
Yeah, we defensively, we knew he's a really special player, linebacker going to Notre Dame. He's really big, really physical, but he made some mental mistakes early, some jumping off sides. We knew he was trying to make a play for his team once we went up, so we made him jump off sides twice. Well, we just had to contain him, And then offensively, we knew he wasn't much of a thrower. We knew he could run. He ran for over 1,000 yards. So we knew we had to check, and I think our defense did a great job of that the whole game. But Josh Burns was a really special player, and it was really fun to play against him. I got a chance to talk to him in the tunnel after the game, and you could tell he's going to do great things in college.
Awesome. Yeah, wish the best success to him. So talking about the jump that your offense specifically made from your sophomore year to junior year, you guys had a 14 point per game increase from last year. What do you think was the biggest factor in that?
Our sophomore year, we had 5 sophomores, maybe 4 sophomores starting on offense. And that was COVID year. We just got a new coach. We weren't able to spend any time with him in person. Everything was off of Zoom meetings. First time meeting, and we basically had to go straight into things because the season was coming up. So I know in the regular season, we were 2-4 my sophomore year. Our offense was struggling. But as we kept growing with Coach Rowan, kept getting another offense, we started putting up more points. And then having all those guys that came back, I think we only lost 2 starters on offense our junior year. And getting everybody back and keeping being able to grow and keeping that bond together. And we scored a lot of points this year. It was fun.
Yeah, you guys had, I believe, the highest scoring offense in school history this year. So that's pretty cool to be the leader of that as the QB.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So, what was it like for you when you won the starting QB job? Did you know, going into the year you were going to have it because the other guy graduated, or?
Yeah. My sophomore year, I think I started, I was always out there for the first drive every game, and then we alternate drives. And typically who was doing better would go in the second half. And sometimes that was me. Sometimes it was JC, and JC was a really special player too. But I knew after he graduated that I was going to have the starting quarterback my junior year.
Gotcha. Have you had throughout your career any big setbacks or roadblocks you've had to overcome as a player?
Knock on wood, I've never been injured as a player. I've never had to come back from an injury. But, I think COVID was probably the biggest setback that any high school player's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the biggest setback that I've ever had in my high school career or any football career.
Yeah. So how did you manage that? How'd you manage having to stay at home for whatever 5 months without going back to school in person? How'd you stay at the top of your game and just get better as a player?
Yeah. So I have a weight room in my basement, and I was in there lifting every single day. My cousin's a guru with that stuff. So he'd always tell me what to do. He'd tell me what proteins to take. And then my little brother, who's going to be a sophomore this year, fighting for a varsity starting position, he plays defense, but he was also a wide receiver growing up. So me and him would go in our backyard and just throw, working our skills every other day. And we kept doing that all summer or all COVID break. And that's really how we kept our skills sharp, how we got bigger, stronger, faster.
Awesome. So looking back at your high school career so far, what's one memory that you remember vividly?
Winning state championship for football and for basketball. Mm-hmm. Both those moments were probably the best moments of my career.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you have any advice for people going through the grind right now, just trying to earn a starting role on their team?
Yeah, don't stop. Don't stop until you got it. Always be proud of your teammates. If somebody beats you out, good for them. if they're what's best for the team, good for them. But don't stop grinding, don't stop working, don't stop lifting until you get that starting spot.
Awesome. So that's all I got for today. Do you have anyone you want to shout out or anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, my teammates. Thanks for always being there for me. Thanks for helping me get through a recruiting process. Thank you to the coaches, my family for getting me through the recruiting process. And thank you for having me.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
I would like to thank Brady for coming on to today's show. He's a talented athlete, and he's going to continue to compete at a high level. Go Bearcats! I also would like to thank you for listening in and would greatly appreciate if you like and subscribe. Maybe even comment on the video, and I would love if you shared it as well. Thank you for watching. My name is Calvin Custance, and this is The Blueprint.